morning, everyone. It is December 18th. It is a week before Christmas. And I am just like over the moon of excitement. I have a lot to catch you guys up on. So I'm going to let me just start off by saying that I know it's kind of dark right now, but I'm on my way to a business meetup because of course, that's what we're always trying to do, always trying to promote the business. And I live about, I want to say about an hour and 15 minutes from Tampa. So I have to drive into Tampa because I have to be there by 7:15. So it's still dark right now. It's 5:54 right now in the morning. And I feel good because I'm a morning person. I'm always up before everything, so that does not bother me. So let's get into today. Today is going to be another, I would say, busy but productive day, because we don't believe in just doing busy work. I mean, that is like beyond not something you should just be doing. You should be actively working towards something, but it's going to be busy in a good way. So this morning I have to go meet up with these small businesses. I was invited from my lawyer from, if you go back to that vlog where we were evicting our tenant, he invited our company to come to a business meetup so we can talk about our company. Well, I thought that was like a perfect exchange, because that's exactly where we want to target, is small businesses. So he said, hey, do you mind? I was supposed to go last week, but I couldn't make it. He said, well, do you mind coming on the 18th because this is the last one of the year? I said, no problem. I will definitely be there. So that's why I'm going now. So I want to go see what this is all about, see if this is like a group that I can really insert myself into. And this is one of the things that I talk about. If you are starting a business, anyone who is listening to this, if you are starting a business, there are going to be things that you have to do to put yourself out there. And some of them might involve going in person. Yes, you can be online and try to market your business online. However, sometimes going in person to like meetups and things like this, little events, that is a great way to put a face to the company and build trust with a potential client, because that's exactly what I'm going to go here to do. And another thing is, he also told me that I'm going to have to give a little speech. And I said, a little speech about what? And he was like, oh, I want you to just give a speech about how you formed your business and how it came to be and what's going on and your progress so far. Like to help out other people that's gonna be in the room. I said, okay, no problem. Because one thing about Jackie, I like talking either way it goes, and I like giving speeches, but most importantly, I like motivating other people to continue to do what they're already doing and to believe in themselves and to push forward. So I have no problem. So that's why I'm a little bit dressed up here, and because I'm going to be giving a speech. But I'm excited for this because I never really went to anything like this. So, and this is definitely bringing me out of my comfort zone, but in a good way, because that's what we got to do. We have to come out of our comfort zone. 2025, it's all about removing ourselves from the comfort zone in order to thrive, because we're going to thrive in 2025. That's it. That's the mantra. Put it in your head and remember it, write it down, put it on the wall. I don't care. Put it above the toilet in the bathroom when you go. Okay? Because that is what we are going to do. We are not going to be stagnant anymore. So if you've been trying to start that business, that's exactly what we are going to do. And I apologize if I'm not looking because evidently I'm driving. But let's talk about what happened last week. So on the last vlog, I had mentioned that the next day, which would have been December 11th, I was going into a meeting with another client. And for those of you who don't know, I was able, within a week of getting on Upwork, I was able to get 2 clients, which is pretty cool. I think going on Upwork just because of how Upwork works. And I am still currently working with one of the clients, and the other one, we're not going to start working together until January, which is perfect. Well, outside of that, I was approached by a company because they found me on LinkedIn. Now, professionally, I am a global payroll strategist. And what that means is I go into companies and I'm able to help them during the different phases of the payroll life cycle. However, I'm also able to partner with many companies and walk them through a payroll HCM implementation. If you're in that wheelhouse, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And what that looks like is helping guiding their team to success. So during any implementation, just on a basic level, in order for the new system to know what the old system had, you have to go through a process called gathering business requirements. And then once the business requirements are gathered, you're able to give it to the vendor of the solution, and then they are able to configure the system to the requirements. But in addition to that, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes with files and everything, because we have to make sure that the source solution and the target solution, they match. So it's a whole bunch of testing, a whole bunch of everything. And while that sounds simple, it's really, really not. Because most of the time, companies been doing what they have been doing for many, many years, and they have not been up to par. And this is the case with this. And it is so many different regulatory requirements that go into it as well, because payroll is a highly, highly compliant thing in itself. So that's just a gist of the type of work that I do. Well, the company was looking for, first they wanted to hire me as a employee. I said absolutely, teetotally no. Nothing is wrong with being an employee. Let me just start right there. However, I am trying to elevate, and this is the business, and this is what the business does. So I cannot be an employee of yours. Why would I do that? I would undercut myself significantly. So I gave them a different proposition. And this, y'all, I'm telling y'all, if you want to leverage your expertise, listen to what I'm about to tell you. So they wanted to hire me as an employee. I said, no, I am not going to be your employee. Not at all. I don't even want to have a conversation. However, this is the opportunity that I can provide you through the business. So they weren't really looking for to go through a business, give a contract to a business, especially a small business. So they laid out a whole list of requirements. Like you had to be in business for 3 years. You had to do this. You had to have $3 million in business insurance. You had to add them as an additional insured. It was a whole bunch of requirements, and just in order to work with them. Well, one thing about it was we haven't been in business for even a year. We just started this in December, like officially a business. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to use whatever their criteria is to stop and block. So I said, okay, let's meet anyway. Let's just have that conversation. So we had many, many conversations until we were able to meet with the person that makes the decision whether or not a person can go through a contract with them. So that was the meeting on the 11th. We went to the meeting, said what we can do, and the biggest thing was they needed to see how we can insert ourselves in their situation because they're going through mega issues. And this is with any interview. I don't care if you're doing an interview with another business partner or you're doing an interview with a job. You have to show them how you are the solution to whatever problem they are having. And that's what I was able to leverage. Yes, I understand you want this. However, my expertise in this field, should not act like it does not exist. So they were like, okay. I see what you're saying. And the lady was like, well, we have candidates, and the actual candidates were people that would come through as employees. And we'll get back to you. So then I left that meeting. I'm telling you, on the 11th, I left that meeting. I was good. I was so good. I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. Either one or two things can happen. Either they could go with our company and we could show them not only we have both, we have payroll and HR because my husband is HR and I'm payroll, and they could get a bang for their buck, or they could hire somebody, but I'm not going to fuss about it. I left it up to the cosmos. Y'all, I kid you not. The next day, we got an email that said that we've been selected. I was like, ha! Been selected. They chose us. And I say us, even though I'll primarily be doing the work, is because it's our company. So you always want to speak, it's us, it's the company, right? It's the company. I was over the moon. This was a 6-figure deal. The company just got infused with in the first year, the company will be doing multiple 6 figures. That to me is crazy. All because I said, no. I don't want to be an employee for your company. How about this? How about you contract with the company? So if you have a very specific skill set, I'm telling y'all, you're completely getting underpaid. There's no way. And now that I see, just going through the process, and if you guys want me to go through this process of how I did this, I would be more than happy to do this, because actually this is what I teach anyway for my personal brand through a program called CEO on the Side. It's all about helping professionals create a business on the side of a 9-to-5, because that's exactly what I did, in order to say deuces to the 9-to-5 and step into their own. Very, very lucrative. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, I'll leave the contact information. No pressure. There's no pressure over here. I don't pressure anybody to do anything. If you want to do it, you're going to do it. But y'all, that's the type of thing that we're talking about. That's the type of thing. That is what we're talking about. But other than that, I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So pretty much, if you have a vision for something, if you want to do anything in life, y'all, that you can do whatever. You just have to position yourself in a way that is beneficial for you, because trust and believe, these companies, they gonna make sure that it benefits them. So you gotta have that same type of mindset. Like, how can I get the same result as what they would want from me? That's what you have to go in as. But I'm telling y'all, like, it's definitely something that is great. And we're already starting off 2025 correct. So I'm headed to another business meetup, because that's just what we do. We go out here and we get clients.